34 oblique 28 oblique 2024, which was issued on October 11th, 2024. Now, this circular implements the key recommendations of 54th GST Council meeting, which was held on September 9, 2024. Now, there's an important update which I would like to share with you relating to this, which pertains to the film industry and what is the problem, what was the dispute. Let us first understand this and let us first discuss about it. Actually, when a film is made, when a movie is made, the production house, the original copyright owner, typically does not release it directly to the cinema halls across the country. Instead, it licenses or sells the territorial rights to the distributors, who in turn grant theatrical exhibition rights to the individual cinema exhibitors or multiplex chains. So in many cases, a further tier of sub-distributors, distributors and sub-distributors exists between the principal distributor and the exhibitor. So the transaction at each stage involves granting of the rights, which is principally the right to publicly exhibit a film in a particular territory for a defined period of time. So what was the actual issue? What was the actual GST issue involved in this? The actual issue involved was that of the GST classification. So there are two HSNs. One is HSN 9973 and another is HSN 9996. So what essentially the two HSNs, from the inception of GST from 1st July 2017, two competing HSN classifications were applicable to film distribution services, and they carry very different GST implications also, because the GST rates were different. The first one, which is HSN 9973, the services of temporary or permanent transfer or permitting use or enjoyment of intellectual property rights in goods other than information technology software. This is what the HSN says. The HSN says that this HSN 9973 relates to the services of temporary or permanent transfer or permitting use or enjoyment of intellectual property rights in goods other than IT software. So, and this was taxable at the rate of 12%, which is prior to 1st October 2021. This was taxable at 12%. The film distribution industry largely classified the granting of theoretical exhibition rights under this head, under this HSN 9973, treating it as a licensing or transfer of IP rights, the IP being the intellectual property here being the copyright in the film. So then there is another HSN in GST. The name is HSN 9996. Now this is a HSN which deals with the motion pictures, videotape and television program distribution services. So it clearly mentions the word distribution services, and this is taxable at 18% GST right from the beginning of the introduction of the GST Act, which is 1st of July 2017. So this classification described the activity more, I think, commercially more appropriately than the other HSN, which pertain to intellectual property, and the distributors more often than not do not hold the intellectual property per se, especially in case of a sub-distributor. Therefore, rather than this IP licensing, this second HSN is primarily relating to the distribution of to the actual distribution services. So the industry, nevertheless, since the GST rate was less in the earlier HSN, the industry preferred the position that when a distributor or sub-distributor grants theoretical rights to an exhibitor, the substance of the transaction is the licensing of the IP rights, which is the copyright in the film. And this position was adopted by most of the industry players, and they consistently paid 12% GST on such services rather than 18% GST, and this continued for a very long period of time. And then the GST authorities tend to disagree with this, and the officers, especially in case of sub distributors and distributors who do not own the copyrights or who are not the copyright owners of these films. Their argument was that, in essence, if you do not own the copyright in the film, you cannot be said to be transferring or licensing the IP rights. So when you are doing, what you're doing is simply distributing or sub-licensing the film, a commercial activity for the distributor, which falls under the HSN of 9996, which is subjected to 18% GST. Because this is a motion pictures distribution service which is taxable at 18% ever since the beginning of the GST Act, which is 1st July 2017. So this is the matter of contention. This led to a lot of show cause notices under GST being issued, a lot of demand being raised on these distributors and sub distributors in the film industry, alleging the short payment of GST of 6%, which is the difference between 18% and 12%, due to the difference in the adoption of HSN and the classification. So this is actually a classification issue ever since the beginning of the introduction of GST. Since there's a little bit of legal complexity involved here, the Copyright Act 1957 is also involved, and where a licensee or a assignee of copyright can further sublicense the rights to other, and such sublicensee may not be considered to be dealing with the IP rights. The question of whether a non-copyright owner distributing a film can be said to be permitting the use or enjoyment of the IP rights, which is the earlier HSN we were talking about, HSN 9973. This was the actual contentious legal issue or legal question in all of these cases where the show cause notices were being issued. And the tax authorities actually were quite aggressive in issuing the notices, because clearly they thought that since there is no copyright for a film distributor or sub distributor, therefore the HSN of 9973 would not apply to them. And this was the subject, this was the matter of the matter was sub judice, and this was the legal issue which was the matter of contention. So now what happened and why this date of 1st October 2021 matters. See, from 1st October 2021, the GST rate on services of HSN 9973, which is IP licensing for goods other than IT software, was revised upward from 12% to 18%, effectively aligning it with the tax rate under HSN 9996. After this date, the classification dispute actually became inconsequential, because at least from a GST tax standpoint, because both the GST rates were the same, which is 18%, the higher rate. So both classification led to the same 18% GST tax liability, and the entire controversy therefore pertained to and caused damage for the period of the initial introduction of the GST Act, which is the 1st of July 2017 up to 30th of September 2021 in this case. So a period of 4 years during which this 6% differential GST rate was live, all this enforcement, all these issuance of show cause notices and everything was being initiated. Now, what happened? There was a clarification and a solution which was being offered by the GST department. There was a circular which came into being as a recommendation from the 54th GST Council. This recommendation that clarified that the payment of GST on the transaction of granting of theoretical rights to exhibition centers by the distributors and sub-distributors should be regularized. And how do they regularize it? They said that from the beginning of the GST Act, which is 1st July 2017 up to 30th September 2021, they will adopt a as is where is approach. Now what is this as is where is approach? There is a decisive and industry friendly resolution that they came up with, and they said that what it means is that practically wherever GST rate was applied earlier, like from the date of introduction of the GST Act up till 30th September 2021, where this difference of 6% of GST rate is there, they shall just accept whatever tax has been deposited by the distributors and sub-distributors, be it 12% or 18%. If it is 12%, then no further demand would be raised on them. If it is 18%, no excessive refund can be claimed. The GST would not be refunded. So whatever has been deposited, that would be accepted by the department in plain sight. The payment shall be accepted in full and final discharge of the GST liability. The government has effectively acknowledged the genuine ambiguity in the classification and doesn't want to pursue this differential demand of 6% against the industry. So this is a very welcome move, and therefore this circular is very crucial because it actually aligns the actual rationale of introducing or the increasing of the GST rate, aligning both the HSN, largely mitigating the controversy by keeping both the GST rates uniform at 18%, and then giving the status of as is where is basis for the difference of 6% which existed ever since the introduction of GST Act up to the date of 30th September 2021. So I think this is a very welcome move, and this should go. This actually has a significant impact on the film distribution industry, and it eliminates the reason for any retrospective demands, which is a welcome move because pending show cause notices and assessment proceedings for the period ever since the beginning of the GST Act, which is 1st July 2017 to September 30th 2021, where the distributors and sub-distributors had paid 12% GST only. This difference of 6% of GST no longer exists. It cannot be sustained. All these show cause notices and assessments need to be dropped. This removes a substantial irregularity or substantial litigation potential or litigation burden on this industry. So I think this is a very welcome move, and this is a non-tax rate based GST amendment that came into being, and it is important for us to talk about it, to know about it, because it gives substantial clarity to all the distributors and sub-distributors in the film industry in particular. And even though both the HSNs are maintained up till date, but since there is no rate difference, it doesn't make a difference, and I think a substantial ambiguity is put to rest with this. With this, I would like to say thanks to your very, very patient listening to all of you. Thank you so much for the patient listening, and this is me signing off. Thank you.